Hello and welcome. Just kidding, I was doing a Brozyme spoof there. Shout out to my boy Brozyme. Don't know him, but he's a really great content creator. I watched a lot of his vids for builds. All joking aside, hello and welcome. My name's Morgan. I go by Big Spoon. And this is the first of hopefully many lore explorers for Twitch and YouTube. I have most of my lore exploring experience from the Miyazaki games, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro. A little bit in the Nier Automata series, not doing much exploring in Nier Automata, more marveling at how incredible that game is. And recently, Warframe. I know a good chunk of base lore for this game, and I have a good deal of theories, good number of theories about the Duviri paradox, which was pushed to next year. And I think that the Duviri paradox and the Heart of Deimos might be linked. Maybe they are linked. Anyhow, appreciate your patience. I have a friend of mine who's another teacher at the Elucium Academy. That's what we call our fictional lore channel, our lore exploring channel. His name's Jesse, and I'm just contacting him real quick. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it for this one. He might join in tomorrow. So give me 5 minutes here, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, we'll get us set up with some dancing, huh? Alrighty, so it looks like Jesse won't be joining us tonight. That's fine. He is who I'm doing the current Bloodborne lore through. Those are sort of filmed separately. With, and he's sure to be featured on many parts of this upcoming lore through for the Heart of Deimos expansion. So without further ado, a little bit of background to what we're going to be doing today. So basically, because I'm a PS4 player and because I enjoy to engage with lore initially, when I have the chance, this is rare, but when I have the chance I like to engage with it initially, sort of blind, letting my research into the etymology or origin of a lot of the words and terms sort of guide my theorizing and my speculation about the lore. Now, Warframe is an interesting beast because Warframe is multi-layered, like an onion or a parfait, as I'm sure any veteran of Warframe knows. I've only been playing for about a month back now, but before I came back, I was a player for about 7 or 8 months, playing sort of a month or two into the release of Empyrean. So, I am relatively caught up. I am past Second Dream and War Within, and I'm decently studied on most of the basic and intermediate lore of the Warframe universe in general. The interesting thing right now, I think, is speculating about the Void, what exactly the Duviri paradox suggests about the Tenno, and the relationship between Tenno, the Man in the Wall, and whether or not the Tenno are actually, well, before I say this, I should say, if you have not played through Second Dream or War Within, if you are a beginner to this series, you're more than welcome to stay and watch, but there will be spoilers for some pretty important story beats. So, if you're enjoying the game and you like story, I really do recommend that you not spoil some of the info that I'm going to be talking about regarding Second Dream and War Within, because it is really great stuff. Some of the best video game quest material out there, I think. So that aside, I think one of the most interesting things about Warframe is that it's constantly updating world, and so it is unlike many other games in the lore department. A lot of games like Destiny, for instance, will update their lore in a sort of very intentionally vague and open-ended way. I feel like DE has a certain art that it brings to approaching lore and building lore based on sort of how they understand the world and ideas that the community comes up with, stuff like that. It's a very symbiotic relationship, I feel, between DE and lore explorer communities. So, I think one thing that's exciting about a company like that and a mode of lore like that is that when new content comes out, we sort of get a new batch of world to learn about. In all the Miyazaki games, the world was sort of self-contained, and you had to do some vaulting to connect the different worlds. But in Warframe, it evolves as the game evolves. So here we are. Oh, and what I should do real quick in the chat is there's a sort of companion text, or like etymological starting point that I'm going in with, and we'll share this post. I've done the service of sort of compiling a post on Reddit to communicate a lot of that, so I'm going to link that here in the chat. And if you are wanting to follow along, there are a lot of tools in this post for like basically etymology dictionaries and sort of initial starting assumptions and knowledge about the terms in this game. So, one of the big ones is Deimos. Deimos. Here we are in the Heart of Deimos. And Deimos is an actual moon of Mars, discovered in 1877, I believe, by a guy whose name is actually kind of similar to Albric. I think it's Albach or something like that. And so it actually made me do a double take when I saw this term, Albrecht's Prospect. I wondered a bit if it had anything to do with the meteorologist or astronomer, I don't know what you call him, who discovered the second satellite of Mars, named Deimos. Now, Deimos is interesting because Deimos, if you spell it with an I, which is different to how it's spelled here in the Deimos Terminus, which we're heading to right now, is the name of a Greek god, brother to Phobos, son, in fact, twin brother to Phobos, which is Mars' other moon, thus the naming, and son to Ares and Aphrodite, god of war and god of beauty. An updated version of Warframe is available. Please restart the game at your convenience. I might do that soon, sure. See how far my plasmor extends. Not far enough, baby. That is... There we go. Give me your stuff. Give me your stuff. Thank you for the stuff. Anyhow, Deimos is interesting because Deimos translates to terror, and Phobos translates to fear, which at first might seem like, oh, terror and fear. Those are the same things, right? Well, one big misstep that a lot of people will make with etymology, and that I definitely made many, many times, is sort of understanding the base level etymology, like what a word translates to, and then sort of calling it quits there and going like, okay, dread, terror, panic, I understand that. But there's a second layer of etymology, which is that etymology is not a hard science. It is it's a sort of an art. And there are lots of languages where we just don't have the exact meanings of these words. And when we do have the exact meanings of these words, they're usually very contextual. So the difference between two terms like fear or panic or terror, the difference between like terror, which is Deimos, and fear, which is Phobos, is actually very contextual. We're going to fish while we explain this, then we're going to head in and talk to the mother. I like to fish. I fish like Jesus fished, walking on the water and hitting him with a big-ass sword. I actually don't think I can catch fish with a big-ass sword. I want to see if they'll start to populate out here in this open area. Ah, they do. Almost. Get back here. Get back here. Anyhow, there is a very keen distinction between the terror that is described in the word Deimos, and that is specifically that it means dread, and not just any sort of dread, like an impending dread in general, but a very specific dread that was keen to cultures, to like ancient Greek and Roman cultures, which was a dread that warriors would feel in the midst of battle. Now, at first, that might seem a little bit, you know, like, oh, okay, that's just a synonym, fear, like dread in the midst of battle. But it's actually really important historically. So, try to put yourself in the foot, Try to put yourself in the shoes of a warrior that's on the front lines of, you know, let's say a Greek army defending against Assyrian invaders, right? And understand that in these battles, the actual middle of the battlefield is a place where lots of people die, or way more likely to die than you are to live. And when you do die, it's in really gruesome ways that can like cause intense pain and suffering, and you're not exactly guaranteed a fast death, right? So that's a very keen thing that most imperial powers have a term for that is separate from just a regular fear or panic. A dread that is specifically in the midst of battle is how Deimos is defined contextually in ancient Greek. Because there's no dictionary of ancient Greek, right? You have to read like all the different ancient Greek poets and writers that use the term, and then look at the context that they use the term in. And the context that Deimos was used in, and this is why he's a son of the god of war, you know, he's someone who goes into battle alongside those who are ordered into war, is that in this culture, he represents the dread of the reality of how brutal your death is very likely to be on the battlefield in just a regular-ass infantry soldier. And it's a very important feeling and an important distinction because it specifically represents sort of the masses and how they would feel powerless in the midst of battle when battle sort of broke out, because these wars were not pretty. So this is the true meaning of Deimos. Not just terror, not just dread, but dread in the midst of battle. Dread in the midst of war. This is obviously very relevant to Warframe lore, because what are we? We are Warframes, and as we know, the Heart of Deimos centers around a created Warframe, Zaku. It was bound, I think it's 3 different Warframes that were bound together. And Warframes are, very literally, these consciousnesses, these warriors who are sacrificed as soldiers. You could say that that some Warframes, like Umbra, for instance, or perhaps even Stalker, we'll get more into Stalker soon, constantly experience the dread of death in the midst of battle that is Deimos. Speaking of Stalker, it's interesting that Deimos translates to dread in ancient Greek, and that the Stalker uses dread. Now, it's also interesting that the word Deimos and the word dvesti, which is a Sanskrit word, and you'll find this a lot of ancient Greek words and ancient Sanskrit words, they share, you know, they're kissing cousins. They're very close to each other, the people who use those languages, and so they rub off on each other quite a lot. But they both share the same DUEI prefix, which is a prefix that generally means fear in a lot of different languages in that Fertile Crescent area. And Dvesti, which is a word that in Sanskrit means hate, that's Dvesti, and Deimos both originate from the prefix due. Don't know how you pronounce it really, I'm just sort of taking stabs at these pronunciations. Now the interesting thing about Dvestri is a couple of letters off from Duviri, as in the Duviri paradox. And it's also interesting that dread and hate are the names of a couple of the Stalker's weapons. We also have despair. That could come into play later, I'm not sure. And we also know that he uses the war. And that this dread that we learned about in the etymology of Deimos in ancient Greek, referring to the dread in the midst of battle, well, the Stalker's bow, dread, always appears in the midst of war. Because that's the Stalker's sword. We know very little about the Stalker, and the Stalker is just one of those areas where we could speculate endlessly about what the Stalker is. I'm curious to hear anyone in the chat, like, their ideas about what the Stalker is, what they think the Stalker could be, because really it's anyone's guess. But I think that there are some strong ties, at least in terms of the words used around the Stalker and the words that we're seeing early here in Heart of Deimos. So I'm going to keep my mind open to the possibility that the same forces that are creating Zaku, this new Warframe that we're going to farm, and the Stalker could be similar. Alright, without further ado, I need to talk to my mom. Ma, I need sangria. Once we do that, we're going to take a look at the star map a little bit and see what the quest lines are like for the Intrati. And oh, do we have some stuff to say about the Intrati. I just really like to take in the atmosphere of the new world like this. It's rare to experience something like this. Okay, so this is the Necrolisk. There seems to be some sort of problem with the Necrolisk, according to the bipolar drone that has greeted us, Lloyd and Odak. And they seem to be concerned about the state of the Necrolisk. And they say the Necrolisk is where Mother lives. This is the Necrolisk. Now the Necrolisk is interesting because it looks a lot to me like a Requiem relic. Those relics that you farm Requiem mods from for Kubelich grinding. Notice the sort of spines that jut out here, and this sort of a material that's sort of spun between the spines, and the three dots that are sort of mutated and out of place, kind of like the three dots on a Requiem mod, or Requiem relic. Also, the names of two of the Requiem mods are Phos and Vom, and here in the Heart of Deimos, there is not a day-night cycle from what I can tell. There is a Phos and Vom cycle. So we'll get into that a little bit more soon. But we are also interested in studying the Heart of Deimos as a biome, learning how it functions physically, learning what its principles are in terms of like space-time rule, whether it's more void or more non-void matter, I guess. Also, I'm very curious as to why this place is speckled with many very beautiful archways that seem to be cut with an orc in gold and a very nice orc in black. Alright. Anytime you walk into someone's home and you want to make a good impression, set your feet on fire, run around their carpet and set it on fire. Ooh, that's a very nice difference. Jeez, look at that. And I do apologize for anyone who is a PC player. I am a PS4 player, and I like to go in blind for this stuff, so any of the study that you guys have done, like on PC, I'm more than happy to hear you talk about it, but don't get upset with me for not knowing stuff, because this is my first introduction to Heart of Deimos. I've gone in relatively blind. I've learned a little bit about, like, Helminth, min-maxing, like which frames to feed, which abilities to go for, that sort of thing. Ah, and here inside the Necrolisk, notice that those spinning symbols are correspondent. I wonder if I have any. Probably can't look at my mods out here in the wild. But they are correspondent to the Requiem mods. So there's definitely a connection, and not just to Fas and Vom. Okay, so I think this is interesting because Heart of Deimos is buggy immortal. In fact, I might bring Immortal in on this if he wants to join. Are these stores Jade? I'm getting very Mines of Moria kind of feeling here. I might need to swap out to my Jade Light Nova fashion frame build, even though I love Neza, and I think setting things on fire makes sense in the Infested open world. But can we just take a second to enjoy the beautiful scenery? Okay, cannot launch my Arcwing from here. The reason I was trying to do that is because I want to go into these holes. I want to see how far into these holes I can go. Sue me. Oh, pretty decent way up. Does seem to be a ceiling there, though. Is that Mother? I kind of was expecting Mother to be that lady in the weird flesh plant. I was not expecting Mother to be what looks like a giant sentient core, if I'm going to be honest. Shout out to New Overlay. I don't think it's new to PC, but definitely new to PlayStation 4. Looks dope. Okay, is it just me, or does this look like a big old sentient core? I'm gonna have to take a look at some of the items. Interesting. Mad Math. Seeing symbols that remind me a lot of the Requiem relics. Can't even run? Is it because I'm next to this thing? I mean, Jade Light comes to mind, you know? This is the closest thing to a Jade Light I have seen in an Orokin facility, which has always bugged me about this game. I hear so much about the Jade Light, it sounds badass. I mean, these things seem to be lit by a Jade Light. Maybe there's a connection there. I wonder if I can fast travel back here now. So I don't believe that this is the speed that I am permitted to walk around the hall. Like, I mean, I get it. I respect Mother, but let me walk. Hey there, fellas. How you doing? Yep, just heading to the old
The infestation
Heart of
wormed into
Deimos.
everything. After the Great Purge, there were no Dax, no Tenno to defend the place. Just us.
It's not your fault, Ship.
Technically, it is.
A lot of duality present
and
in
now
the
you
themes
face
here.
an existential threat.
Duality of the twin
If the
brothers
heart
Phobos
stops beating,
and
the wellspring of your power
Deimos?
dies with it.
Have
duality
we
of the
tried
void
turning it off and
and the
on
non-void.
again?
The duality of these people's personalities. Aha, there's Mother.
Tenno, meet the head of the Entrati family. What's left of her anyway? Mother,
Those stalwart minds entreat. That is the second passage on the Vom Requiem mod. Okay, this lady's design. Fascinating. Remember the back of that hair. Remember the back of that hair. I know that's a weird thing for me to say, but it's important. Remember it. Are you tired?
Lloyd, I had the most distressing dream.
Here we go again.
The wall of Loke was before us. I had my
Look
cruise.
is another Requiem mod.
My father's. I could hear him. I could hear him tapping at the untimed door.
Mother?
We went in, but again, he wasn't there. My husband congratulated me. Sarcastic halfwit. All the while, hiveweed was sprouting all around us. But it was just a dream.
If this woman's
No,
name is
Mother.
Styx, then her husband is Balos.
You did
That's
all
not going to
that.
make sense to anyone.
You're as wormed as the rest
But
of
I
this
said
place.
it. You heard it
The
here first.
heart
Okay?
is about to fail. Remember?
Oh, fuck.
Functional? We are. And we've summoned ship here to
Okay.
help
Cheeky.
us.
Cheeky.
It'll take more than an old Orokin thug to keep the heart beating.
Orc and Thug? Yeah, let's just skip
It's
straight
what
to the
makes
heart.
you special. You know that, right? All thanks to my father. It pumps the arteries of the here and the void. The Entrati family has maintained it for an age, but it's breaking down, and only that idiot knows how to fix it. The man I used to call my husband.
Balos?
I think he's left for good this time. Maybe you can find him. Probably sulking somewhere outside.
Balos is definitely a sulker. And y'all definitely have the hands for it. Bet there are great hand jobs given in that marriage. Sorry, lewding this morning. Yep, we gather here to dance. Perhaps our dance will heal the heart. Yes, I can feel the heart growing stronger already. With each sway of the hips, the dance pumps blood through the heart. Okay, that's enough of that. The Cambrian Drift. Don't mind if I do. Working nice for me. And we'll let him know. It's my buddy Immortal. Doing a lore explore stream if he wants to join. Okay, I do want to locate Father. Let's go find him. Gosh, this is pretty. Okay, don't those look a little Lephantasy? I mean, that's definite Lephantis going on up there, right? Let's do some jumping. This is as far. Okay, no, just weird geometry. Parkour. Parkour. Hardcore. Okay. Whew. Come on, where's the Tinno leaderboard? Okay, I guess we have to update. I think it'll update faster if I'm not live broadcasting. Maybe? That's my theory. I'm not a computer whiz or anything. But I've taken a science or two here and there. Yeah, no, yeah, I figured that from when you gave me that message literally 7 seconds ago. I thought that might be the case. Flying through space, flying through atmosphere, you know, just hook me up with all of the nice backdrops. It's my Jade Light Mantis.
Daniel, hurry!
Oh, thank you for the sixth field drawn sample in 3 days, Darvo. Really digging that. Alright, y'all. So we are going to update because bugs and stuff. Updating and back in, I don't know, 5 to 10? It's Immortal. He's my clan mate. Alrighty, y'all. As is customary, I shall get out my Shawzen and play us an improvised tune of Farewell. That is not guaranteed to sound good at all, but it's just a farewell for 5 or 10 minutes while the update installs. Alright, that's my, that's your terrible tune. I'll see you guys in 5 or 10. Lo siento, amigos. Lo siento. Got my amygdala allegrio here, my favorite snack. Amygdala allegrio. Which, roughly Latin for almond joy, just to show you the power of etymology. So knowing a little etymology, origin of words, can do for you. You make your junk food sound transcendent. Okay. So while we wait for Immortal to respond, I'm going to tell him what a lore explorer is. Lore Explorer is a stream where lore hunters like me can speculate and learn about new content lore. While playing it, of course. Check out the old foundry. All right, so we're going to wait for Mortal to respond. He might want to join in on the lore explore. He's more of a grinder. He's not so much focused on lore so far as I can tell, at least not as much as me. But he might be open to it, so I sent him an invite. While waiting, let's talk about some interesting terminology that we see here on the star map. So, what I know so far is that there is no more derelict on this map. Instead of a derelict, there is this thing that is roughly the shape of a derelict, but it's called Deimos. And it's a pretty interesting picture now that I look at it closely. Looks almost like a nautilus. Like if you were to take like a squid, like rotate it 90 degrees to the left in Photoshop and then like decolor half of its tentacles and stuff. Or actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like a skull. Yeah, there's the two eyes, right? Necrolisk in the middle. Eye, cerebrum, claw mandible thing, or like jaw mandible thing, and then like front teeth, nose hole. Call it a helmet. Cerebrum. I say cerebrum because there's a place in the Cambrian Drift called the Cerebrum Magna, which means the Great Cerebrum in Latin. So, let's talk about a little some of the minor etymological terms here. And I'm going to be using the term etymological a lot. For anyone who doesn't know what it means, it is a weird term, and it's also hard to say, and I don't know why I say it. It sucks that I have to say it so much because it's a hard word, and I'm not the smartest guy, but etymology is just the study of where words originate from. And a lot of people think etymology is like a hard science, like this word means this, and we know this to be a fact. And that's not really how language works. We can do that with like modern languages, and when we have like lots of different text, but for a lot of old languages, which of course all modern language come from, the sorts of study that you do with etymology, there aren't really dictionaries that we've unearthed that we can look and say, okay, this word is defined as this in this culture. Rather, what we have is a bunch of different stories from poets, philosophers, playwrights, historians, religious and spiritual practitioners. We have writings that use words in different contexts, and we can compare those, and from that learn what these words likely mean. Now, we don't have to do all that. Smart people in universities have done a lot of that for us already, but this is all just to say that etymology is a soft science. It is more of an art. It's more about learning where words come from, and especially in the context of video game lore, learning what parts of that history might be important to inform the designer's intentions so that we can try to predict and speculate about what certain important phrases might mean to the game world, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, Mortal, you don't have to talk. Oh, I am currently in solo mode. Alright, so all that is to say, what up, Immortal? And we are live on stream. Like I said, you don't have to talk if you don't want to. Talk as much as you're comfortable with, or as little as you're comfortable with. Not much, dude, except I'm really excited for my first big content release. Back playing, you know. How's your experience been so far?
It's been good.
Sweet. Well, I'm going to babble on about etymology. If it gets unbearable at any point, feel free to leave. Also, if you have any questions or want to chime in and shit, let me know.
Alright, man. Sounds good.
Cool, cool. So, what I'm thinking here is I'm going to jump into Cambrian Drift and do some, like, basic quests for the beginning of the Entrati. Is that cool with you? Sweet. Alright, if you want to mod up or do anything like that, I'm going to talk briefly about the etymology of some of these nodes on Deimos. Oh, and by the way, I just realized something. If you look at Deimos, or Deimos, I don't really know how you say it, on the star map, and you like zoom in, I'm pretty sure it's like a big demon skull looking thing on its side. Alright, so, what we know so far, Deimos is the actual moon, second moon, of Mars. Discovered in 1877 by some guy who was an astronomer. Old white dude, right? Go figure. That's just what Wikipedia tells us. I think this dude's name was close to Albrecht, which is why when I saw the Albrecht mark on the Cambrian Drift map, I got curious. But I don't think his name was exactly Albrecht. I think it was like, it was Alec or Albrecht or something like, or, I can't remember. Anyway. Deimos and Phobos are the two moons of Mars. In Greek mythology, Deimos and Phobos are twin brothers, and they are the sons of Ares and Aphrodite, god of war, god of beauty. So, Phobos means fear, Deimos means terror. Now you might think to yourself, what the fuck? Deimos, Phobos, fear, terror, those are the same thing. There's a very key distinction with Deimos, and it's a distinction that's only present in ancient imperial cultures. So basically cultures that had big standing armies of citizens. And in context, the word Deimos in ancient Greek translates more closely to dread or fear of death in battle. Now this is a key thing. It's actually a really important thing, and it demonstrates how much we can learn just about history in general by, you know, doing a lore explorer of some stupid video game or whatever, right? Just kidding, it's not stupid, I love it so much. But some people might view it that way. Which is that you learn some interesting things about the human condition. And so this key emotion, this dread specifically of death in war, is unique because it's directly related to how sort of the commoner, the infantry level warrior in these imperial cultures feel when it dawns on them that they are in the middle of this big battlefield and they are likely going to die, and it's likely going to be brutal. And there's this disconnect, right? Because you have to train all of your people. Got to send them to camp, send them to Sparta camp or whatever, you know, do a bunch of exercises and work out together and probably sing Disney songs and like be a man kind of shit going on, right? And like, oh, we're going to do so great. Anyone tries to invade us, we're going to beat the shit out of them, right? There's like all this hyping up, right? Ares, the god of war, he's like the thing that they prayed to hype before a big fucking battle, right? His sons, however, twin brothers, fear and terror. That's not a coincidence, you know? That's what comes along with war. That's the other side of the coin for these infantrymen, because there's a very real sinking of the gut, I must imagine, when you're in the middle of a fucking battlefield and it dawns on you for the first time, holy shit, we're going to be clashing into that other wave of humans, and I'm probably going to die in a really brutal way. Now, that's the sort of dread that Deimos describes in in ancient Greek. So it's important to understand the distinction just between dread in general and dread of death on the battlefield, because we think about what warframes are and the implications for you know, Warframes like Umbra's, or perhaps even the Stalker, we can see how this dread, if there's any shred of consciousness left in these Warframes, this dread could, let's see here. This dread could be the sole thing that powers the stalwartness of their mind in the void. So right now we're headed to Formido. We're going to knock out some of these nodes along the outskirts of the Heart of Deimos. Looking clean, looking clean. We got the cyan, we got the deep purple, we got the magenta. Immortal. Was this a style designed by your daughter as well? She's an auteur, I tell you, she's a visionary. So the place that we're headed right now, I think it's called Formerate or something like that. That's the name for the god Deimos in the Roman pantheon. So you know, like Roman and Greek gods, pretty much the same, different terminology. Deimos and Formido, where we are right now, are just Formido's the Roman term for Deimos. I find that there's not an intense. Ooh, you're looking good.
The void portal in this Orican
Who are you playing, Immortal? You're playing some Nidus. Very on topic. Very on topic.
My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint.
What do you think? You wanna hit up these Orokin caches?
If you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, we can do it. I'm also curious to see if the tile set here is at all different from the normal Derelict tile set. I haven't noticed any differences so far. But there's just something about it. It seems brighter to me, and it seems less green and more like yellow.
Using a void key and a portable torsion beam device to force open the portal, destroy the key and the device.
It could just be like a lighting update or some shit like that, you know? Don't want to look too far into it. Alright, I'm about to speed these fuckers with my Nova Boost. Heads up.
I will consider what I've learned from this skirmish.
I will consider what I've learned from this skirmish. That's what people who live after the war get to feel, Operator, okay?
Come on.
Umbra didn't have that choice. Oh, I should probably activate my Neutron Star or whatever. Alright, so another thing I'm curious about is, like, what happens to the Derelict when fucking Heart of Deimos is around? Like, did they just swap places? Like, okay, Derelict was over here in the Void. We're gonna, like, because the Derelict isn't on the map anymore. I guess this is our new Derelict, which means that they're probably corrupted vaults. They are? Okay, sweet. That's a pretty good way to keep it exciting for veteran players too. Just carry around some corrupted mods with you, or carry around some keys, get some mods. Oh, dude, we gotta farm some corrupted sometime. I've got just about all the ones that I super need. The only ones I'm missing are like the small ones that are for really niche builds. Okay, lots of locker rooms. Not a lot of caches. The room that you're in, or what? Oh, okay. Let's see this shit. Oh, it might be Stalker? Let's see, where you at? Where you at? Oh, no, you're downstairs. You're downstairs. Yeah, see, like this biology, right? Doesn't it look bluer than it normally is? I don't know. No. That fucker. You know, the etymology of Stalker is actually just cold motherfucker. Translates directly to cold motherfucker in every language. It's wild. as just a badass. I kind of have like an inkling of a theory that like Heart of Deimos might tell us a little bit about Stalker's origin, because one of the translations of Deimos is dread, and Deimos, the Deimos and Devesti, or Devestri or something, and Devestri is like the Sanskrit word for hate. Both derive from the same prefix, which is like D-U-E-I, meaning fear. And Sanskrit and Greek will often like have things in common because they developed so closely to each other, and so they rub off on each other a lot. But Stalker's weapons are hate, despair, dread, and war. And, ooh, some chord tone, thank you. And so I think it might not be a coincidence that Deimos literally translates to dread, and Devesti, or Devestri, which is very close etymologically to Duviri, which is another, like, void-based open world that's planned for next year, I think. And those terms are pretty similar. That means hate. And those are two of, Stalker's weapon names, so it could be that Deimos tells us a little bit about the origin of the Stalker. I don't know, though. I haven't read too much into it. I could be wrong. Alright, where are they hiding their treasures, Immortal?
Oh no, I'm thinking maybe up top.
Yeah.
Like one of these really big lines.
Oh, shit. Yeah, these, Auriform, these old decrepit Auriform trees. See, they're glowing blue, though. I think it's this blue effect that's new. It's the same fucking effect that's in the middle of, the Deimos, like, Syndicate Hall. I'm gonna have to double check that. It's gonna drive me insane. I've got this, like, this itching feeling that something is off, but I can't place anything different in the tile sets, so it must be the coloration. But I could just be focusing too much in on more shit. I get excited when new content comes out. Okay, here's a room that there better be a motherfucking Orokin cache in, let me tell you. Oh, I'm not hearing the sound. Alright then, keep your secrets. That's what I feel like right now. Yeah, sometimes those like vault doors are impossible. It could be that they have spawned on the other side of the void key. Ooh, I-10 star. I'll take it. Oh, is it the race? You can do it, dude, right? Have you done one before? You've done one, right? Oh, I can show you the route.
There's glass resonance in your neighborhood.
It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it, but it can kind of be impossible to figure out if no one tells you what to do, you know? It's a classic DE thing. Okay, these things, so this is the weirdest fucking room. It'd be impossible to figure this out without watching a YouTube video. Okay, so what's gonna happen, right? We're gonna step on this fucker. It's gonna open this door. We're gonna go through here. Follow me, and we're gonna do some weird shit.
There's less than nothing left.
Okay, this one's simple.
Once were.
So just get to the other side of this platform, and if you fall in the trench, there's a big current that will sweep you backwards, so basically just don't fall in the trench. But you can traverse it however you want to if you don't fall in the trench. Once you get to the end, slide here, step on this, that'll stop the door from closing. Then you zoom up here, and then with Maru's I-10 chases, there'll be like an I-10 star sitting right there. But if not, you want to break all of these containers because there's a good chance they'll contain good mods. That's a weird thing about these, is that those containers will often contain good mods. Same in here. So, best thing to do here, blow up this orb, and then this is a trap door that will like turn on a bunch of sentries against you. So you want to like break these containers and then like jump over to not step on the trapdoor. Head back to that on the other side. Boom, baby. Alright. And that's that. There looks like there wasn't anything fancy in this one. Yeah, this one's not so bad. The thing that caught me off guard is the big fucking sweeping current in the trench, which actually makes it really nice to get back out of. The really weird one is one that like opens into this weird laser mine that you have to drop through and then shoot up and then like drop back down. It's fucking weird and stupid. And that one took me so long to figure out. Once you get the hang of them, though, it really does feel like you're fucking Indiana Jones. Because you're like sliding like underneath that doorway that's like slowly closing. Gotta get my fucking hat. Yeah. Ayatana Jones. Look for those sculptures, baby. Alright, I'm gonna, like, we haven't found a single one. I'm just gonna assume that they're gonna spawn... Oh, God damn it. They're gonna spawn on the other side of this void key. Listen here, Kabat. Fuck you. Star mode. Okay, here's a place where they often are. Come on. Nothing? Nothing. Bitch-ass derelict. Not giving me its treasures. Oh, and just to rub it in our faces, here's the fucking corrupted door. God damn it. The corrupted vault. Opening lockers, stealing lunch money. That's the next lore video that's coming, is what the hell all of the races keep in their lockers. Let's see for the Grenier. The Grenier are all about tuna salad and a thermos full of soup. So you get those Grenier lockers, you can get some good lunch. Porpoise, though, they're like eating some kale bars and like a smoothie with no fruit in it. You know, it's like all vegetable smoothie kind of shit. The Infested just have raw chicken in a blender. You will die. Unless you're manly enough. Okay, sometimes there's some shit inside of here. Hey, don't fuck with me. Okay, so this is definitely a different aspect of this tile set. These little pillars here did not used to grow in with blue luminescent tree. You used to be able to go into those in the derelict. I'm pretty comfortable saying that this is a slightly different tile set than derelict.
The portal only allows travel in one direction. Start up the portal generators to reverse.
All right, you want to do this portal thing? I'm gonna do it. I got this. Famous last words. I just modded my Plasmor for Vicious Spread, so I should do some pretty hilarious things to these 4-4 Vernier. Come to worship for Deimos, your god of dying in battle, because I'm gonna deliver, baby. I'll send you straight to his altar. Ooh, I wonder how antimatter drop works with the Archiplasmor. Okay, 2,400 each one. That's pretty good. What are these? Sentry? Vernier regulators? Okay, Archoplasmor plus antimatter drop is actually the flippin' tits, man. Okay, this is sweet. Alright, I'm going on to Mars, I guess? Yeah, it is Mars.
But they've taken the void key. Find it.
Let's see if we can find any of these caches here on Mars. Don't know why the Orokin would stash their stuff on Mars. But, you know, I'm open-minded. Oh, these ladies are moving weird. Oh, I'm also using the Atomos. Should probably use this thing.
What have you done to her?
Ooh. Call that being at 5 life. It's a way to live. It's a way to live. Oh, I wish I had my Zenric school at 50k. I think I should have that soon. Need that energizing dash. This lady's like, what, level 43? Oh, she's just level 18. Maybe I just suck against her for some reason. I might just have like intense heat. Oh, nope. Just had to hit her at the right angle. Cool. Whew, nick of time. Does Nidus have any abilities where he can just, like, fucking heal me?
You got the key. Now get back to the portal.
Okay, cool. I'll just stay close to you in the next fight. Because I am at literally at 5 health. And I am a badass, but you know, I don't like to tempt fate. Real badass would be at 5 health right now, probably. Come on, Cash. I just had to see. Tinno, the Orokin have hidden 3 caches somewhere on this tile set, but actually they haven't. Find them. Fuck it. It's probably gonna give us like
The device is set
pistol
on
gambit.
overdrive. Get through the portal before it melts
Cool,
down.
thank you. Oh my god, I have 6 times the amount of health I used to have just a second ago. I've got 30 whole health, dude. I could take on the world. 1 for each day of the month, baby.
Objective complete. The void key and torsion beam device are out of commission. The enemy will not be returning anytime soon. Tenno, there are still undiscovered supply caches in the area.
Yeah,
may want
you don't have to rub our noses
before
in it,
leaving.
Lotus. Tinno, the Orokin are still playing a hilarious prank on me. Okay, dude. You gotta hit up this Archoplasmor. You're MR10, right? Yeah, dude. Head to the dojo, pick yourself up an Archoplasmor blueprint, build it, and then put Vicious Spread on it. And this thing will be like a space bar of shotgun energy. Oh man, this Nidus coloration looks incredible. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Okay, nothing in this room except for goddamn gorgeous fashion frame. Always check under the stairs for monsters. Watch, it's gonna be like 3 lockers right next to each other in this room right here. Oh, actually, this does look like one of the rooms where they would normally be. Alright, I'm gonna probably start getting shot at by these. Oh, wait. There are no sentry turrets. Sweet. Now, in the Orokin Derelict, the infested have rancid chicken in a blender instead of a normal infested locker meal, which is just raw chicken, blender, maybe some raw egg, maybe a human earlobe. Mike Tyson shit, you know. Oh, yeah? Dude, it's been a while since I've seen that clip. I know I've never looked at it to be like, oh, let's watch a fight. I've always been like, I want to watch someone bite someone's ear off right now. It's a rare thing, you know. Guy's a fucking monster in the ring, though. Truly legendary. Ravage. That looks like a new one. These must be for those infested weapons or whatever. Two killed boss. You got 104 melee kills, but I 2 killed boss. Okay, welcome back to the Warframe etymology stream. We'll be diving into the etymology of 2 killed boss. Okay, so have you noticed in Deimos, there's not a day-night cycle? There's a Foom, there's a Phos and Vom cycle. So, I'm not sure if you've done any of the Kuvalit shit yet. But you know how you need special mods for those fuckers?
Yeah.
They all have weird-ass names, but there are like 8 of them. 2 of them are Phas and Vom.
That's true, they are.
And all 8 symbols appear on the medallion of the Ertrati, like, syndicate, when you first go into the Heart of Deimos, like, Entrati Hall, or whatever. The Necrolisk, I think is what it's called. Also, the Necrolisk kind of looks like a giant Requiem relic. Like, if you look at a Requiem relic, they look like normal relics, but they, instead of having the 3 circles in a row down, like, their circumference, the 3 circles are, like, warped and, like, to the side of each other, and it looks exactly like the 3 circles on the front of the Necrolisk.
Yeah, it does. Huh.
Since you get those...
Here, man.
Right? Right? I think that's probably going to be a lot of the stuff revealed when we get further into the quest line, but... Alright, so I'm going to upgrade my plasma real quick. Still can't because it's level 8. I'm a fool. But I can upgrade my Atomos. By adding probably quick draw. Okay, so you pretty much ready to launch whenever? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over just a couple of other names here on the Deimos star chart. So we have Formido, which we know is the Roman god name of Deimos. They're just like basically synonyms. Deimos Greek, Formido Roman. Phlegius, or Phlegius, I'm not sure how you say that, but the one immediately preceding Cambrian Drift is actually the brother of Deimos, so another son of Ares. Don't know much about him. Horrend, haven't really explored. Necrolisk, pretty made-up word, hard to study the etymology of this one, especially because it's so densely related to like other sci-fi made-up words. Dirus have not yet investigated. Magna Sidium is interesting. Magna is Latin for great. Sidium, I think Elucium, means like a place where light comes from. So this might be a place where greatness comes from. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a Lephantis assassination. Okay, so this could be the origin of greatness. Magna Sidium. You have terrorism. That's where the United States of America is invaded. It's Terrorim. We hate that place. No, I don't know what Terrorim means. And I don't know what Exequus means yet either. Ooh, another assassination. This is a Zealoid prelate. A Zealoid prelate? What? Okay, that's a new one to explore too. Okay, so I can't... Can we go to the Necrolisk? Oh wait, no, I'll have to... saying that it's a single-player mission that must be completed alone. Okay, looks like I have to do that shit alone. So let's knock out the star chart and then I'll hop in that. All right, let's hit this terrorism hard. Here, the boss of this stage is infested George W. Bush. It's gonna feel great. Infested Dick Cheney. It's the second phase of the boss fight. Infested George Bush was just a puppet. Infested Dick Cheney was pulling the strings the whole time. Yeah, dude. Infested Dick Cheney. So, yeah, just regular Dick Cheney.
You must provide cover for a lone Tenno operative. Set off the alarms and keep the infested busy.
Yeah, pretty much everything about Derelict is not functional, but their alarm system, top notch, dude. Yeah. If you look over here, you'll see that their armaments are literally on the ground, shooting off in any direction. Oh, hey! I love how quickly Speed Nova gets the infested to you, because they're already pretty fast. Okay. Yeah, where you're headed looks like where the life support's spawning. I'm gonna follow you here. Shoot some antimatter into this room. You good? You good?
Life support incoming.
Hell yeah, dude. Boom, boom, boom. Dude, I'm loving this Atomos. It's like this flamethrower that's also a beam weapon and connects to like 2 other enemies if they're close enough. And the infested are really bad at defending against this fucker. They group up so much.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Fucking invisible Kavat, get over here. I'll set you on fire, yeah. What use is your invisibility now? Is that invisible cat on fire? I think so, yeah. Seems to be really undercutting his ability to be invisible right now. Yeah, definitely. It's tragic. I hear that at the end of the Entrati Syndicate line, you get a vehicle to traverse the Heart of Deimos called the Entrati Bugatti. I'm really looking forward to that. Maybe we could start calling the Entrati mech that you get the Entrati Bugatti and see if it picks up. We gotta rename the clan to Bugatti Bullets. And then just like rock. Yeah, dude. Constantly playing in the dojo. All right, speed time, fast everyone. Ooh. Y'all are fast. Did I get what I asked for? Yes, I did. Let's do an antimatter drop if I have time. Dude. Yeah, these infested, they fucking run right to the slaughter. Okay, this hallway's pretty good for the farm. I'm gonna check what's on this end.
It's close.
That hallway?
Oh,
okay, cool. Shit, don't have to tell me twice. I won't look. Yeah, I mean, shit, our life support has stayed fucking pretty much up at 85%, and you've just been slaughtering this spot. What's weird is this door looks like it should open, but is not. Just gonna call that a bug. Actually, I'm gonna hide in the corner and wait for someone to come out of it, and I'm gonna try to run through it. That makes sense, right? Excuse me, infested. I'm trying to set up a sting operation here. Okay, no one's coming through the door. Sting failed. Speed time.
The raid is off to a successful start. When you are ready, go to extraction.
Oh, okay. I think I might have just figured out the etymology of Terrorim. It might just be as simple as that it's a synonym for Deimos, right? Like terror. It's one of the translations of Deimos, so it might just be that it's like a, oh, we need another name for this node. What's another name for Deimos? Did we use the Roman name for it already? Yeah, we did. Okay, what about terror? Yep, that works. A small piece of the puzzle, but makes sense to me. Man, these guys are just eager. Gotta love that antimatter drop. Dude, I bet you I need to go out there and find the YouTube channels that are like drum and bass, like dubstep, timed with like Warframe gameplay, like Nova antimatter shit. I bet you that's out there. Yeah, exactly. It might be a fun little project to whip up in the studio. There we go, and you're right, and we're on stream, so not even the FBI can shut us down now, baby. Damn, you're right about this room. It's just like they're pouring in here, man. Man, the Kavats are getting in on this too. Okay, antimatter right into the middle of the fucking room. Let's see what happens. Alright, this is going pretty nice. I'm thinking we can cut this out at 10. I think there's like one more node to hit up. And then I'll have to hop into Deimos and finish the solo shit. Tinno, we've got another mission. What is it, Lotus? Basically, we just need you to, like, whoop infested ass for, like, 2 hours. Absolutely. Some shit's going on in the derelict. What's going on? Infested are just there, man. Oh, fuck. Can't let that happen. I wonder... Okay, so, you know how, like, in the 4th tier of the Void, there's that invisible, like, damage buff to the enemies that appear? Like, it's why, like the last 4 nodes, like Mott and the 3 before it, are a big ramp up, but they don't say it anywhere. They just, like, you can read about it on the wiki, but it doesn't tell you going into the level, right? It's kind of fucked up. I'm kind of feeling like there's a little bit of that at work here in the Heart of Deimos, because these level 30s are taking more hits than I'm used to. It could just be that I'm, like, still leveling my Plasmor, and I'm used to calm damage, but I'm gonna have to research that a little bit.
Life support activated.
Right. Right. That makes sense. I'm thinking that it's like these Eximus. I know that they have different like resistances based on their colors and shit. So it might just be that like right now my Plasmor is modded for like just straight up heat damage, and that's good for like the trash mobs of the infested, but it's not really great for the fucking Eximus. You just gotta build right.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
Alright, so... Extract? Yeah, let's hit up this last node on Deimos. And I think I might be closing in on the 50,000 focus I need to unlock Energizing Dash, which would be sick.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Yeah, fuck these guys. Okay, I'm gonna get this antimatter drop going just because I wanna. This is a good staging area for the Archoplasmor and test. Oh, dude, look at that larva. Alright. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, it's slow, but it does way more damage than any other antimatter drop I'm used to. It's not bad. It's the speed of it kind of sucks, though. I think the comb is better money for its speed. Right, dude? Doesn't it feel great when you've, like, got it all modded up? Archoplasmor was my favorite before, like, I started my replay. But, honestly, I think the comb is definitely giving it a run for its money. Thanks, dude. Yeah, appreciate the games, my man.
Wanna play some more games? Let me know.
Yeah, we'll do, dude. Oh my god, Mastery rank 11. Am I ready? Am I ready for it? What do you guys think? Alrighty. Looks like the Deimos has 6 free slots. That's not bad. Okay, we've got our range, our fire rate, damage. So now, we just want to build in some pathogen rounds to get viral and heat. Seems like a good mixture at this level. Really need to get myself a tempo royale for this thing, but now we should be able to do quickening plus a base elemental. Ah, 5 almost. We can fit some heat damage in there though, and we get the sweet heat effect. I mean, look at that, it's beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And the plasmor, got 4 slots up on this. So keep spread and blaze. I think, okay, 5 goes to 8. So if we wanted to, I think we could do spread and multi-shot. Yeah, let's try that. It's going to be jank, probably. Blaze is probably better for the infested, to be honest. Alright, Nova. You've got adaptation. But I think we might just want vitality with all the toxin running around. Is she wearing Constitution? She is. Yeah. We'll stick with that for now. All right. So time for some solo Heart of Deimos. And also have to do the MR11 test. I'll do that later. Probably want to research that a little bit. Kind of want to do it though. We'll save that for later. Pet my dog. Important. Alrighty, y'all. We're hitting the hour mark for the stream. Gonna take a quick break. And we'll talk a bit. And we're gonna take a break from the gameplay. But we're going to sit and meditate briefly on some of the things that we want to learn about in the Heart of Deimos. This will be a smoke break here on my end. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the etymology of Deimos. And specifically, the word Deimos. Oh, yeah, I know you like your bed, but I'm going to sit here now, too. Okay, we're going to sit together. In fact, you can have the bed. You can have the bed. It's more important. I mean, shit, I can sit on the air. More important that you have the bed. Alrighty then. Okay, we have talked about Deimos the word. Let's talk about Deimos the world. Deimos the biome. Deimos the habitat. Because, unlike many of the other areas of the star chart, Deimos is fairly unique. And we've just learned something new, which is that the actual picture of Deimos on the star chart is straight up a demon skull. Let's head to navigation, take a look at that. Straight up a demon skull. We can see the outline clearly. And honestly, I think I just want to sit on that for a second. The Heart of Deimos, the Heart of Dread, the Heart of Terror, is this floating helmet. Ah, that's what it is. It's not a skull, it's a helmet. Helmet. Interesting. So we know that one of the things that's native to this land, or maybe not native, but core to this update, at least, is the helminth. And helminth just literally translates to helmet. So it's like either Old English or Germanic or Gaelic or something like that, but helminth is helmet. Now helmet could mean a couple different things. Obviously helmet could just be a helmet, right? Call a helmet a helmet, leave it at that. It could be a metaphorical helmet, you know, wearing the moniker of something else, wearing the skin of something else, showing that you bested something else in battle. Could be a reference to specifically the helminth virus, sort of acting like a helmet around the body of someone who has been repossessed for the purposes of being a Warframe. Via injection with the helminth strain of a technocyte virus. Now there's another small connection to the word helmet and the infested, which resides in the Warframe Chroma. So Chroma is fascinating for many different reasons. Chroma is described by the Lotus in its Prime Access blurb as the Alpha and the Omega, essentially. That when all the land is in ruins, only Chroma shall remain. Chroma is also one of the few Warframes out there that we know of. It's not currently being piloted by the Tenno. It doesn't seem to be aligned with any faction. Not the Sentients, or the Corpus, or the Grineer, but the Infested. Specifically in the New Strange, it would seem that some sort of infestation controlled Chroma. Now, if you look at Chroma Prime's equipment, it actually looks quite similar to a lot of the geometry in the open world section that is the Heart of Deimos. And specifically, if we look at the Cerebrum Magna, or the Head of Greatness, or the Great Head, then we can perhaps infer, because of the way that the head of greatness there is shaped, that chroma, coming from an origin of fusing other warframes together, because you need a part of 4 different chroma, 4 different warframe blueprints in order to even craft chroma. I think he's the only warframe in the game that requires that. And we know that the warframe that you grind for in Heart of Deimos is Zaku, who's a warframe that, from what we know, it seems to be an amalgam of 3 unwilling warframe-like hosts. And that's not... It's not a very far cry from describing that to describing Chroma. Because Chroma is himself an amalgam of other warframes. Now, you don't need all of the other warframes to build Chroma. You just need... I think the systems might be different. Might be systems, chassis, or optics. Might be random. So I'm not denying that there is a subtle difference between Chroma and Zaku in terms of origin. I think that's obvious. But I think there are also some very keen similarities that Chroma shares to Zaku and this region that are pretty completely unique to him amongst all the warframes. Alright. Let's head to the Cambrian Drift. Fast in 29 minutes. Let's read the description of Fast. This Fast is a Requiem mod that reads, "Roiling, moaning this realm of ours, in madness lost shall die." Its foil, Vom, which is what we're teleporting into right now. To cosmic madness, laws submit. Those stalwart minds entreat. Entreat. Sounds a lot like Entrati. So we can assume, I think, from the description on Vom, that the Entrati are some sort of stalwart mind with willpower.
Signals nearby. It could be Father. He loves a good fight. Whatever you do, don't mention Mother. Nothing. He hates more.
Necromech, eh? I think I know what that is. Had to switch to my Jade Light Nova, because I think it's lovely, and the colors go really nicely here. Let's take a look at a couple things real quick. Obvious similarity to Requiem relics, though much larger. Begs the question, what's normally in a Requiem relic? And what would be in a Requiem relic if it's this big? Alright, let's go find Father, eh? Father is located in the abscess. Okay, so this will give us a good opportunity to look at some of the geometry that's very similar to the Chroma Prime design. This sort of spindling black muscular fiber. Very reminiscent of Chroma physiology. Take a look, just Google Chroma Prime. Take a look at his gauntlets and his head, and you'll see what I mean. So this is the abscess. Let's do some recon, eh? Oh, I should have brought my Helios with me. Wasp infested. Ah, this must be
This
the
must be
necromech.
one of the last of Father's necromechs. It won't last long.
And that's the power antimatter
Its
drop
trouble
right there.
is a valiant one, but I fear the worst for our metal friend.
What is this thing? Is this an enemy? Oh goodness. It is.
Ah,
Multi-shot, baby.
stalwart defender falls. Rest well, noble warrior. May you someday rise again.
Looks like I did not successfully defend the necromech. Sad. Deimos. More of them, eh? Perhaps Nezza was the better choice. I wonder if these are kind of like likes. Like I kill this thing, the mech comes out. I just wonder if I'm proccing some sort of incidental damage that I'm not aware of. Down. Oh yeah, it seems to be in the belly of this thing. What? Okay, so clearly they have some sort of AoE effect that I'm not aware of. Seem to do more damage in space.
Was coming from over there.
Guidance signal, eh? I hear something. Aha. Not what I meant to do, but... Wake Father. Hello, Father.
You fight well for a runt frame.
I don't know about that.
If you're ever interested in something a little more old war-sized... Wait. She didn't send you looking for me, did she? I am not going back. Look, you were the second wave, kid. The necromechs were void shielded, sentient pulse immune. As bright as a bag of hammers, just as dependable. Not like you.
Old school warfare, eh? Dependable, so controllable is what you mean by that.
When I met her, Mother, she was as brilliant as she was broken. Chasing her father's ghost, convinced he was still out there. I thought I could fix things. I thought I could fix her. Like she was a loose light board or leaky hydraulic.
Okay, am I getting
So
some
yes,
relationship
she's
history
right
here? Or
about
something?
me.
That's cool, dude.
I am an idiot, but I'm a reformed idiot. I'm done with her. This heart is breaking down is just another tactic of hers. Don't you see? Everything has to be about her.
That went well.
We must prove to Father that the heart is deteriorating. This will be more dangerous than any Grey Strain monster we faced. We have to talk to daughter.
Daughter, no way. So lovely. Also very interesting. Let's take a look at these, huh? Interesting. So these are the same biology as the things outside. Different coloration, though. Very squid-like, very Cthulhu. I wonder if these little glowing things have anything to do with void traces, seeing as how this is the inside of a relic. Or at least, I'm going to assume that there's some macrocosmic reason that this thing looks like a giant relic. What's up, big weird sentient core? Does anything happen if I go through that? Oh yeah. Snap pic for my Insta. Yep. That's right. A lot of baphilite, a lot of ganglion, a lot of chondromalium, sinewy metallic, possessed of great elastic strength, adramalium. Baphilite malleable, owing to ingrown veins of infestation protein. A fallen clump of entangled nerve fibers, redundant organs, and thin sensory membranes. Anaspores, technocyte tumor. Broken orientation matrix, a spatial orientation matrix to aid the mech's guidance, balance, and movement. Pustulite. Half-formed, incomplete spore bearers, a little more than twitching flesh with claws to latch on. Okay, good to know. Let's go speak to daughter, eh? Okay, initial chamber. Daughter, is that you? No. Daughter? Are you daughter? Hello? That's really good looking at Naros, though. You're not daughter. Oh, this looks like daughter's room for sure.
Oh, aren't you a fascinating specimen? Organic ferrous exoflesh, hybridized internals, and time trace.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty weird series so far. I'm here about the heart.
You need me to tell you where it is, which I wouldn't have to bother with if not for my parents, whose collective heads are so far
No,
out their collective lower sigmoids, the only air they breathe is what they secrete.
So you're saying they're bullshit. Listen, lady, I just want to help.
Aw, that's kind of sweet, but look at us. We are beyond help. The disease vectors are too complex, changing faster than I can study them. We can only prolong the inevitable.
Fair point. Also, there's a mesa, suddenly. Pay to a mesa. Arsenal? Do I have arsenal? I do. Uh-oh. It's my operator form. Don't need that right now. I think I was getting more use out of Blaze. Which means that I can add probably a cleanse infect, or actually I think I do like a fatal acceleration here. Increase the speed a little bit there. Alright, so thinking for this open world stuff, might want to run Slova. Yeah, Slova should work just fine. Might be a better way to build that with Umble mods. We'll think about that later. Let's see where we are in Zinrik. 7,000 away, just about, for energizing dash. Okay, we can wait. I think I do, however, want my Helios with me because there's lots of new stuff to scan. And I do enjoy a deconstructor. We can take off this jank, put on that. We don't need any punch through. Fury we've got it at 8 though. I think we probably just want some upgrades here. We probably want multi-shot, don't we? Vigilante augments. Maybe you don't have. Oh wait, no. This is melee. There is no multi-strike, multi-shot. Okay, in that case, happier just applying Northwind, probably. Guess I don't actually care too much about Fury. Don't know why my mods disappeared just then, but they did. Hilarious DE prank. Instead, we're just gonna pile on more damage, more status chance, That'll leave us with a couple extra for... oh, I don't know. Maybe some extra status chance. Never hurt anyone. Gotta match up my fashion, you know? Alright, let's enter the drift, eh? Lots of weird sounds happening around that orb. Okay, so this orb to me, theories so far are big old sentient ore. Or some sort of a void channeling artifact. That could be the heart as well. So this is the sort of airlock. I see. Purple thing. What's that? Huh. Ah, that is Vom. That's what the depiction was when it was like Vom or Phos. Instead of a sun or a moon, I think there's open and close. I think Vom is open and Phos is closed. Because that is pretty much the creature that was depicted on Vom. And I think Phos had like a similar depiction, only it was closed. We should be in Vom right now for another 5 or 6 minutes, so we'll have to see when Phos comes around. Alright, let's rebuild the sample collection.
We call that worm Fass. Don't worry about him, though. He's got bigger problems than you.
Which worm exactly? Ah, Fass. Goodness
Vom,
me.
his sister.
That's Vom.
They don't get along, as you'll soon see.
Lots of family not getting along stuff going here. My goodness. Wow. Incredible.
This is a good opportunity for you, actually. There should be useful detritus falling from the explosion. Try not to get crushed, little one. Don't feel the least bit sad for him. He'll regenerate and even empty your head and exact his revenge. An endless cycle. Vom's the only proof I've got that the hive mind can be divided. Just collect what you can so you can get to the task at hand.
Okay, so that the hive mind can be divided. That's an important thing that she said was said. Can I not? Okay, I can. I just have to have good aim. Because based on what's written on the Fass and Vom relics, or not relics, I'm sorry, Requiem mods, there seems to be some indication that projectile. That basically there is a different sort of hive mind interaction that's possible here in the Heart of Deimos. Not a huge fan of this red effect. I think it's pretty unnecessary.
Note the curious way they float above the surface to feed. Don't bother trying to spear them in the exocrine itself. Too damn viscous. Their biology is crucial to my study. Infested, but not entangled in shared consciousness.
Ooh, that's a big one.
If there's a hope in halting our mental decline, it might be here in these humble little specimens. Get to it. Looks like you got the hang of it. But you have to understand, helping my so-called family is the last thing I'm inclined
I get it, you're
to
an angsty
do.
teenager.
You'll have to make it worthwhile.
Have to bribe you into helping your own family? Sounds about right. Hi, buddy. That's a plant, actually. That's not a fish. Welcome back to Is It a Fish? A Warframe series where we explore whether or not things are fish. Nope, not a fish. Cannot fish it. The key to fishing is approaching the fish very slowly and quietly from behind. You don't want to walk too fast up to a fish. You know, they'll see that coming a mile away. Oh, he dodged left instead of right. Got him. Oh, this one's new. Blood knocks. These hefty fish are cannibalistic. They rise by foam's light to absorb rare gases, retreating in foss of sins to devour their smaller kin in their lairs. Is it a fish? Might be a fish. Hey, buddy.
All right, that's enough. Return the specimens to me, and I'll give Lloyd what he needs to take you down to the heart.
Nice. Let's get down to this heart, huh? But first, a fun trip on the trampoline. Am I going crazy, or did I just hear singing? Weird sounds happen during Vohm.
I'm afraid I cannot open the gate with hostiles in proximity. You'll need to destroy them before I even think of powering the door.
Slova, you're not breaking my heart. The heart's already broken. Oh yeah, Slova, much better fit. Much better fit. Don't want to speed these fuckers up. Don't know very much about them. Almost took that guy out. trash credits. I guess not a lot of things are dropping credits out here in, you know, strange infested lands. I wonder if the Jade Light is like trapped consciousness. Seems like having your consciousness trapped eternally without your body. Definitely pretty terrible punishment. But maybe not the worst. You know, if there's still possibilities of you getting out somehow.
I remember my birthday. Woke with a knot in my stomach. The hum of my specimen tanks was missing. Silent. But I was surprised.
A fish?
A white powder, as smooth and fine as silk. My entire collection. Cremated, atomized, and returned as a gift.
Says hello. It's a wisp. Hey, wisp. Let's do a little exploring of this overworld, huh? Or this, not overworld, but hub world, I should say. Now, like, what's over here? Just can't resist jumping right through that. Let me out. Well, hello there. A necromech?
Proceed to the heart. Otak and I will take a damage assessment scan of it.
Lots of Barty Scratchikins on the scope. Maybe they're planning a party for you!
Hey, you're not growing on me, Odak. Oh, hey, here's the heart. Is this really the heart? It's not at all what I was expecting. Oh, interoesophagy. Okay, yep, that's more along the lines of what I was expecting. Sure. I'm okay with that mode of transport. It's kind of like flu powder, only with sphincters. So I wonder if this is a typical way getting around the underworld. Talk about sphincters. Oh, we've got maggots. Interesting. Only other place we see those is around Kubaliches. Oh, get ready, y'all. Fast is coming. Sure, exploding cyst. Guess I could have predicted that. Wild. This must be the heart. Looks like the brain to me, but, you know, it's whatever. That's a heart.
Noticed my collar, did you? A not so gentle reminder.
Did not actually notice your collar.
Mother.
Thank you.
No one in the universe can hold a grudge as deep or as long. She took away all my Entrati command words with it. Lloyd's got more respect in this family than I do. One simple.
Yeah, Lloyd is actually a pretty upstanding fellow. I'm on Lloyd's side here.
Fair. It was not exactly a simple mistake.
Not super into ODAC, but Lloyd's cool.
How many times do I have to say I'm sorry? I broke the containment protocol. I carried the spores in. I screwed up. And suddenly, they all acknowledged my existence. Suddenly, something I'd done actually mattered. As if humiliating me would undo what happened to them. We're a lost cause. The infestation will come for what's left of us in time. Speak of them, and they shall appear.
It's weird to me that this family all looks like Valis. I guess they just look like Orokin. Speak of the devil. Pretty sure what he just said, right? Now let's slow down a bit. Like an old antimatter drop. Clear out the old indigestion.
Admit it, Tenno. It's beautiful, isn't it? Maybe it's not the abomination you think it is. Maybe it knows better than Mother. Maybe we ought to succumb to it.
All crazy talk there, son.
Son has strange ideas about what victory looks like. The solar rails, the Tenno. We all depend on the heart to keep the wall open to the other side. If the heart stops, everything goes with it.
Oh, but think of all the time we'd have for hobbies.
Okay, so there's some ventricles to explore here. That's obviously the place to go. Ominous glow and all. Aha! The heart is not a biological thing. Or at least not entirely. Heart seems to be a structure. At least it's encased in one. Sagent and Trotty Casket. Don't mind if I do, just blow the ashes of that ancient region wide open. You can't just leave me into a room with a big old mysterious cube and not let me go inside the big mysterious cube. I take offense to that. I fish. Glenn. Come on, there's gotta be a super rare fish that spawns here in this pool, right? Welcome back to Is This a Fish? Not a fish, folks. Not a fish. Get a slow wave going here. Is this the heart? Interesting new tile set, though. Aha, okay, so now we start to see the Requiem Mod Symbols. That's one of them. Let's pull that up if we can. Looks to be Jahu. Or no, that's Lok. Lok reads, "From brooding gulfs are we beheld by that which bears no name." From brooding gulfs are we beheld by that which bears no name. That is a symbol for Lok, a Requiem mod. Got an interesting little circle globe thing here. Some inscriptions on it. Hieroglyphs. Looks like either a very complex Iatan kind of contraption or something completely new we don't know about. Lots of caskets for Entrati. So this looks like an Entrati tomb, perhaps? Oh, interesting. Whoa, would you look at that? That right there looks a heck of a lot like Void. I'm telling you, man, this world is going to link up with Duviri Paradox. In fact, I thought I saw some Zaramon action in there. Oh, no way. Did I just phase through that? Hey, guys. Oh, we're going to spend some time with that. Let's knock out these fellas first off. That's right, that was my disruptor that did that. Because I'm leveling my other weapons. Alright. I am not done looking at this weird-ass mirror, also. What's that? Just a piece of the enemy fell down? Probably. Break open some caskets. Nothing bad ever came of that. Cracking open caskets in an ancient tomb from some race that you didn't really understand? Come on. Oh, hello. The Entrati are definitely ancient. I'm trying to see if these bear any similarity to the Requiem relics. Some of them bear a passing similarity, but probably would take some time to sit down there and try to pair them to see if it was anything worthwhile. What's really interesting is what we can see in this void mirror, because this lends a lot of credence to my theory that Duviri and Deimos are different sides of the same coin. Okay, what's going on up there, huh? I gotta see that. That, what is that? Is there a good viewing platform? I guess here is where I want to be? No, I kind of want to be right here, actually. Gotta wait for it to come around again, though. Should bring a sniper rifle with me to these. Okay, there we go. That is basically proof. That is basically proof that Duviri and Deimos are two sides of the same coin right there. You gotta clip that. Happens again. There it is again. Can I scan it? I'm sure other people have found this already, but we're definitely seeing the worm that we saw in the Duviri Paradox trailer. But we're seeing it in color, and we're seeing it drift around in the void. Again. I wonder if I have to be this far away to see it, or if I can see it while up close. See when it comes around, if it's predictable. not scannable. Let's see how close I can get to it on this mirror. There it is. Fascinating. Okay, so there's definitely a Duviri paradox connection here. It could be, like I was thinking, that there are ways to access. In fact, it seems to be kind of exactly what I was thinking. There are ways to access that void area. Not sure if I should just go around shooting things like that, but we'll do it. From the Heart of Deimos. Anything in here other than blinding light? No, just blinding light. That's cool. That's a cool thing to have. Make a sound. Keep seeing things that I think are going to be hearts. And it's like, nope, keep going into this other fascinating artifact. That looks very heart-like. Said the man for the 7th time this video. Yeah, that's normal right there. That's what that is. Can I go down there? Alright. Okay, well that's kind of a bummer. Can't seem to shoot at you under that thing. Unless... Okay, these, looks like maybe it's a glitch. Anything to do at the bottom of this here tide pool? I mean, the fishing here is probably really good. Ha! Come on. Piece of fish. Hello, crystals. Boy, do I love crystals. The heart? Maybe? A little bit?
Requiem cipher. I'm embarrassed to say I'm unsure what to make of this. Tenno, can you figure it out?
I think that's Vom. I believe that's Look. I believe that's Foss. I'm not sure what this one is. Okay, so seeing as how this is the one we saw at the entrance, we're gonna press this one.
Ooh, let me! Got it. That doesn't sound happy.
Don't distract them. This is very mentally taxing for a Tenno.
What's up, Chip?
Oh, I see. We just
Why aren't you
see
doing
what
the
Simon
thing?
says here, huh?
Do the thing. Do the thing, Chip. Do it. Do it. Okay, I'll do it.
Just a second.
Success!
This must be the heart. Now that looks like Jade Light to me, if I've ever seen it.
I didn't expect you to get through the door before I had a chance to finish. Forgive me. This is the only way.
Gives me Nathaniel vibes. Oh, and this boy hate the Heart of Deimos.
By the heart. It's dead.
The wall's closing, Mother. It's over.
Good. Good? You think this is good?
Oh, so you're talking to us now.
Mother, don't. This isn't the time.
Shut up. I want to see how low she can dig.
Of course you do. Anything to make you feel better about yourself.
I wonder where he gets that from.
Stop.
Oh, I remember
At least
this
you
is
didn't try to
Bohemian
kill
Rhapsody.
me.
Oh, please. You've been playing dead since the day I was born.
Well, I wish you had.
A lot of family problems in the Heart of Deimos. Mother clearly runs it, though.
Tenno, still functional. Listen carefully. Getting back to the surface is not going to be easy.
No, I'm going straight back into the heart.
But your Warframe, it's barely functional. You're going to have to stay low and out of sight.
Nope, we're going into the void. See you later.
But you've got to do the rest.
Hey, that's interesting. Did you take away my bullet jumping? Oh, that's terrible. Or can I just not? No, yeah, you took away my bullet jumping. I want to look into the void, though. Let's see if that void worm goes by. Who's in that Necrolisk, I wonder, though? I feel so powerless. Oh, whoa, 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 what? It's like an early... It's like definitely a human wearing some sort of void key. It's like basically early corrupted. Let's see if they're all the same. Seem to be. Man, these rooms look suspiciously like some traps are going to activate at any moment. Got energy, but still can't use the abilities. Health is good. Is it a crawling necrolist? Crawling necra mech? Looks like it. Thinking maybe he saw me a little bit, though. Oh, I can roll? Oh, baby. Game on. I played Avara. I know how to do this.
All right, but there's another up ahead. Watch for its pattern and try to get past it.
You mean roll? Is that what you're saying? Roll? Alright, I'm gonna roll. I did it.
You're nearly
Power
out.
rolling.
Be cautious.
It's giving me classic gotcha vibes here. Oh, that's a cool map effect. Look at that. That's really cool. I don't know why that's so cool, but that just, it's a nice little touch, you know? Sort of stuff that you want to see more of in game design. Actually use the power of rolling. I am Solid Snake Nova. Solid Nova. No, 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 you, no, you.
Be patient. Let them pass before
I didn't even know where that
moving
guy
on.
was. You know what? We're just gonna use roll tactic. Roll OP. Roll so good. Oh, I never thought I'd be so happy to see a sphincter. Okay, sun is gone. They took my son! They took him! I didn't like him. They took him.
You're still alive. That means we can fix this. We can get the heart back if we work together.
Yes, please. Take me back to the surface. Hey, I can bullet jump again. And I can equip the codex scanner when I'm really trying to equip the Arcwing again. Ah, I missed that so much. Looks like we have the Requiem runes on this as well. Not a lot of progress on the weapons. That's probably because I'm playing solo, though.
Do you think they will be willing to go back down? Sun and I can bait the worm to draw the infestation away, up to the surface.
Even if I agreed to help, what about the necromechs down there? Just one of those things.
I've got a little something that I've been saving for an occasion like this.
All of a sudden the family's getting along.
I've got the calculus data for a restart, but I'll need 10 quanta of leptosang.
To the surface.
I have it. Should we wake up grandmother?
Let her sleep. Wouldn't want her to worry.
Alright, I had to take a bit of a bathroom break there. It's a mean looking wisp. Alright, Lloyd. I'm here to follow you. Lloyd, where are you taking me? Lloyd, why are you doing this to me? Am I supposed to put you here? Buggy, maybe? I'm gonna chalk this up to bug. Yep, that might be a good stopping point for tonight. Been going for about 2.5 hours. Get some rest, and then I'll get to it tomorrow. We've learned quite a lot, though. I'm very interested to see what exactly that creature that we saw in the Duviri Paradox video was doing in that strange void mirror, the Heart of Deimos. Where's my stuff? There it is. Yeah, I probably just need to reload and come back in. I'll play out with a tune. Thanks so much for watching, and catch me tomorrow. Let's do some Song of Storms, huh? Hey there. Hey there, Olympia's doing alright? And that's that. Thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.